Remember when
Because
me and you got in that fist fight at the Playboy Mansion?
Fist fight at the Playboy Mansion. You'd think I would remember a thing like that.
Right by the aviary there?
The aviary, yeah, the zoo in the back with the
when
monkeys.
We was both drunk and all f***ed up. You called me something and I called you something. You remember that?
I don't, but I'm not denying it. In fact, I love that it happened.
Yeah.
I love that I got into a fist fight with Roseanne.
I socked you right in the jaw. And you hit me back.
No, I didn't.
I always hit men first to see if they'll hit me back. Yeah, you did.
No wonder
right in the shoulder.
No wonder I don't remember this.
No shit, you blocked it out, MK Ultra.
Who's that?
That's the mind control program you're under, Bill.
MK Ultra?
Yeah, MK Ultra mind control.
Are you kidding me now, or do you really think I'm under a mind control?
I do.
Is there a conspiracy theory you don't believe?
No, I'm telling you, I tell the truth.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about a pretty hilarious episode of Bill Maher's podcast, I guess. That's what you could call it. Again, this is like his offshoot of his overtime show where he talks to random celebrities and people like that from all across the political spectrum. But this time he had Roseanne Barr on his show, and Roseanne Barr was canceled over a tweet about, I believe the woman was like an Obama staffer or something like that. A tweet that was obviously a joke. And the left-wing woke revolutionaries cry racism. And ABC ended up canceling her show, even though Roseanne Barr is a comedian, okay? And you would think that we would allow comedians to make jokes, right? Even if the jokes are uncomfortable. Again, she's a comedian. Comedians make jokes, right? But apparently we don't live in a world anymore where comedians can make jokes. But anyways, Bill Maher brought up this racist tweet during the conversation with Roseanne Barr. And Roseanne Barr had the absolutely perfect response to Bill Maher labeling her tweet racist. Take a look.
10 years later, something with
20.
The reboot of the sitcom goes to #1 again.
Try that, bitch.
And then you tweeted something that I don't even know if you thought it was racist. It certainly was.
It was not.
Well, okay, well.
I thought the bitch was white.
I know, that's what you thought, but that doesn't mean it isn't racist because obviously.
She looks just like the picture.
You're not going to get yourself out of this by reiterating that.
And everybody's in power got to be made fun of.
That's true.
Mark. F*** you. If you can't take a joke, f*** you, you fascist. That's how I feel, Bill. And you know what? I don't give a f*** what color your ass is. If you ain't doing right for your own people or anybody's people in this country where people are sleeping in the streets and it makes me fucking sick, then f*** you. I don't give a f*** about your feelings. You are offensive to me. You better take care of the people who are living and dying in these streets. F*** off. I'm so sorry. But it just came out.
No, I'm glad. That's what I want. I want it to come out. It's what do old friends do when they get together.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? I think the fascinating thing about Roseanne Barr, outside of the fact that she's obviously hilarious and she gives no Fs, right, about what anybody thinks about her, and she just says whatever she wants to say. I feel like she's not acting. Like, she just is who she is, right? And it's very hilarious, okay? I think that whole episode was pretty hilarious, okay? It was honestly one of the most, I think, fascinating kind of political disagreements, conversations that I've heard in a long time, and I highly recommend people check it out. Mostly because, again, Roseanne Barr is a hilarious individual. But here's the thing about her, right? She's one of these people that used to be a leftist, okay? I mean, she used to be on the left side of the aisle, okay? And, you know, because of Trump, she went right, and she kind of represents, I think, the type of voter that Trump has bought into the Republican Party. And I wouldn't even say that because I'm not even sure if she's really a Republican or that she votes Republican outside of Trump, right? She's just a Trump voter as far as I know. Now, for people more familiar with her, you can, correct me, right? But I think that she's just kind of Team Trump, Okay, but again, this is something I brought up before, and I've said, look, I really do think that if Trump loses in 2024, that the Republican Party is dead, okay? And the reason why is because Trump has brought so many people into this party that otherwise would vote Democrat or I guess were unaffiliated, that if the Republicans were to get rid of Trump, I really don't think that a Republican Party would be able to compete at a national level anymore, right? I think that they would be a local party, right? And Roseanne Barr, just the anti-PC, anti-cancel culture, anti-woke voter that has come into the Republican Party that I think makes up a good portion of MAGA, right? When you think about MAGA, okay, MAGA is not just, super socially conservative individuals. It's also like individuals like Roseanne Barr that, again, I wouldn't define as super socially conservative, just based on her mannerisms and behaviors and the things that she engages in. She represents something different, right? The other side of MAGA, what has been bought into the Republican Party, the push against, PC culture, right? And I think it's just truly fascinating, okay? And I honestly think it's overall a good thing, okay, to be quite honest with you. For multiple reasons, I think that she's entertaining, but I just think that what Trump does is that he expands the base. And I think somebody like Roseanne Barr is a good example of how Trump expands the base, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is just kind of me, kind of going off here on some random thoughts that I was having, just thinking about Roseanne Barr and who she is and kind of her political evolution. But in regards to what she's saying here, in response to Bill Maher, she's 100% right. This is exactly what comedians or really any individual should say in response to people boohoo, whine, and crying racism and bigotry over a joke, right? F you, I don't care, right? Screw your feelings. I'm going to say what I want to say. It's a joke, okay? Cry some more, snowflake, right? This is exactly what people should be saying, okay? We live in a time where comedians can't even make jokes without people boohoo, whining, and crying. And it's funny because early in the podcast, they were discussing the subject of how people have a stick up their butt when it comes to these types of jokes and how, in some cities, it's gotten tougher to tell jokes because of just how PC society has become, especially, again, in some of these liberal cities. But then again, some of them, right, are, at least somewhat open to hearing offensive jokes.
Did you go to Joe's Club?
No, I didn't. I did his podcast, but then I had to do a show that night, and, I had to go to Dallas the next day, so, me.
Should have went to the club.
Well.
They got Mitzi's room in there. He made a whole bar for Mitzi.
Mitzi's room?
He's got Mitzi's room. The bar is called Mitzi's room.
Oh.
And there's a picture of Mitzi with a table. It's like Mitzi's spirit lives on there. And it's like everyone is trying new shit, real offensive out there
really?
shit.
Yeah, good.
And I love it. And the audience is like eating it up, even though they're blue. They're blue voters, but they have open minds. And I'm saying my worst Democrat jokes, and they're loving it.
That's one reason I love places that are cities in red states, because you get a mix of both things. And the country, I think, does need both things.
Absolutely.
So, you go to Charlotte or someplace like that, and it's like, yeah, you're in North Carolina, but it's a very blue city. But it's not so blue that they got the stick up their ass. You know what I mean? I think one thing we both don't like is people with a stick up their ass.
Okay, it's like blue mixed with red, commie, equals purple. You know what I'm saying, Bill, with the hair and the whole thing? It's beyond blue. It's the next step towards Stalinist.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Well, I have to get my cigs. Where's my cigarettes? Did I forget my cigarettes?
Well,
I have to go get my cigarettes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're over there. I'll be right back.
Yeah. We have cameras that will follow you all over the room.
Oh, good. I'm going to take a leak, too.
A leak?
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if you have to. So you're moving pretty good for 70.
Yeah, because I went to Joe Rogan's doctor, and they hyped me up on all this testosterone.
No.
And it's changed my life.
Are you
for
serious?
real.
Are you with me?
No, I ain't.
Yeah. So you say that, you heard that, okay? Roseanne Barr, okay? Bill Maher, when you brought up that tweet saying that it's racist and blah, 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 you had a stick up your butt, right? You had a stick up your butt. You are the exact type of person that you were talking about when it comes to how liberals get triggered by your jokes, or, far leftists, right? Because I do think there are a decent amount of liberals out there that are reasonable, that do understand that, hey, comedy is going to be offensive, okay? Everybody's not going to like, the jokes or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is what comedy is. Comedy is about being funny. And a lot of times, in order to be funny, you got to make people uncomfortable. And a lot of people get uncomfortable with Roseanne Barr's jokes. But again, that is kind of what makes comedy, right? If you're not uncomfortable, then it's probably not that funny, okay? And, this is why I love comedy. And I think that comedy should be protected. I think that all comedians should respond the way that Roseanne Barr responded to Bill Maher when he brought up that tweet with just a big F you, right? I can say what I want. It's a joke. Lighten up, okay? And we need to get back to a society that isn't so soft when it comes to these things. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.